Welcome back to Smite in the Sewer. Bien, tal vez una emboscada por parte de los Leon. Mira detrás, eso es una trampa. Abriendo el gate y también cerrado el libro de vida de 3 miembros de Malibu.
Hovering Death comes out, bada bing, bada boom. Sunprod gonna grab another kill for Garth's Goblins.
¿Va a caer o no va a caer? Evidentemente sí, de forma defensiva. Buen tauteo doble por parte de la pelea. ¡Chusa!
Ellos tienen capacidad de robarlo, Juan. No puede pasar otra vez. El Rivers of Youth tal vez puede apagar los fuegos. Sí, va a tomarlo. Sí. Por el lado de Kamikaze, pero Extreme ya está muerto. ¿Pueden sobrevivir? No sé. Ziz casi muerto por parte de Hijas de Fuego. Me encanta del objetivo. Doble kill por Elona.
Immediately, they heard me say it. They were like, I'm the weak link. No, man, no. Hold on. Check this out. Yamoja! Crease their Nikes. You just take them out. Giving Zapman space to let his ults rip, put out a bunch of damage, gathering around this Anubis, popping 5 shells. 5, Deelo, 5 shells.
Show him the sheet.
It's time.
No,
do this
Tess,
cheat.
Bring it back. Tess, bring it back.
Production, put me back in the sheet.
Tess, bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Look at this. Look at this.
Look at that.
Buy,
Look at that.
Buy right
Look
now.
at that. Profit.
Right now. Look within. Yeah, I mean, there it is.
They did it.
You do. They did it. Yeah.
They definitely killed them. They definitely killed them. Look at those. Oh, those Minotaurs. They're kissing, bro. Love minion love. That's sick.
I mean, there's no way getting out of that one. That is a rough one for sure. You got a very angry Zeus, Athena on the chase. Wait a minute. Did I just hurt myself? I did. There was no way. Anubis was dead to rights. That had to be a throw. There was no way.
The emotion trying to step up. You have to pursue the weak, forcing these back, forcing the bead, forcing them into the grave. Haddix is here, and that aggression's well played. Panda Cat goes down. Cats and dogs, me oh my, so much damage, fine okay. Gets taken out there for being held in place by wrong use jaws. FG finally put up for the claim. It's oh so scrumptious. Hello everyone and welcome to Smite in the Sewer, the only place where the plays are just as dirty as the water. I'm Deelo, joined here by TheMortonMan himself. Back on the name, but still that same professional casting you know and love. Tess, almighty eye in the sky. It's the Powwow Posse coming at you for some good old pickups. Mort, how we feeling?
Feeling phenomenal. This is my first time joining in for the Sewer pickups. A bit new here, but you know, Smite action, it's always exciting. It's always full of love, and I'm excited to see what these teams going. We got a lot of power hitters in here, some names that are new, some names that you know and love already, so a lot of hot action awaiting us.
Yeah, speaking of, the captains remain the same from last week, and if you remember properly, if you're a fan of Smite the Sewer pickups, you'll know that Klono leading what I believe was the Muckmen to a resounding success across the 2 games they played. Latent trying to find some revenge. This time Klono must be set under a new banner, the team named RAR XD, kill me, and it's going to be the Sewer Rats led there by Latent once again. Like you said, Sewer's best over here. We got some new faces. We also have some veterans holding down the fort. I'm curious to see how the synergies all end up, especially considering, man, we're in the midst of a brand new patch. It's the beta now.
Not only that, but we do have an agreement between a couple names that are familiar here, JDK Klono and Latent, who both want to pick up the Ullr here on Ullr 1v1 over in the solo lane, and that's very exciting to see. That is just something you don't see every day. To see these two hot-headed, you know, full of spice and love. I mean, everything that you want to see from a phenomenal Smite player. They're about to bust it out over in solo. And on this brand new patch, everything else in bind. One more thing to mention here, Deelo. I don't know about you, but feeling a little thirsty here, friendo.
You know, I gotta say, me too, man. I'm just, what you sipping on? What you got over there, Mort?
I'm a little bit of Dos Equis right here.
A little Dos Equis.
Cerveza?
Got a little bit of Bud Light. You know, you ever heard of it? It's exotic. But yeah, Sewer, you know, might not be quite necessarily known for the highest water quality, but this is nectar of the gods right here. We're drinking good, and we're gonna be watching some good games as well in a second. P's and B's coming right at you. Mort, I know what you're looking for. The question is, are we gonna get it? Will Geb be let through?
No, I don't think so. There's no way. I mean, this guy, look, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful just as much as anybody else.
I'm sorry.
This is my,
He's already, don't crash out already. We just started.
Oh, this is my first crash out on cast. I'm about to freak out, dude.
I'm gonna flip the desk. Afro band, that's not too bad. At the very least, you kind of get some balance there. Sobek too. Every god that Mort loves gonna be stricken off the mark. Have to imagine Medusa band might be what we look for next. Chill. Sewer rats. Obviously, snakes are a rat's natural predator, but no, it's actually going to be the Athena, and that's a pick that if you're a sewer fan, you know Latent loves to execute with. They do not want to see it be used against them.
There it is. The Ullr. Busted out already. I mean, the guy knows what he wants. He wants to play some Ullr. Ullr coming in. This is going to be crazy. Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited to see this. I don't know about y'all, but a little bit of Ullr action between these two phenomenal players, followed up by the Loki coming in, assuming that they're going to be going into the jungle. And I can't help but wonder if that new aspect is going to be coming in, that vanish that you're able to give to your allies. This is a brand new tech that we have not seen yet. And I cannot imagine the plays that are going to be made by some of these phenomenal players.
I mean, we know just how good Helm of Darkness is for that stealth, and now you have an ability that can provide the same thing. It does cost a hefty toll. You lose the damage off that invisibility, you lose the tick, which is a key part of Loki's kit. It does potentially open the idea, I know Leighton was talking about it, not going to be on their team, but still the idea of a Loki support, it's possible. There's a lot of different tech that can be implemented here, and what better time to, you know, sludge around in the muck than when you're here in the sewer. Just get a bit wily, get a bit kooky and crazy. Also must be noted, the fact that we know this is going to be a solo Ullr 1v1 means I'm not quite sure who's actually taking up the mantle of jungle. Normally that's a Klono thing.
That's a very good question. It's a very good question indeed. Ant-Man, I've seen him for a little bit. I've seen him around a couple organizations here and there. He's got a good jungling, jungle, how do I put this? He's got jungler in his pocket, that's for sure. That is somebody that I would rely on having in my jungler and absolutely putting out results. Followed up here on the other side for the sewer rats, Nuwa and Pele being locked in. Pele's an interesting one for sure. She's got that +1. She's able to have a little more mobility during her fights. Going to be chasing down the competition. So Loki, even though he's got that movement speed boost, he's not going to be able to escape as easily. But who says he wants to escape? We don't know yet. Hua Mulan locked in as well, and that's an interesting one. Look at these picks coming in rapid fire.
What I'm seeing rapid fire, maybe a bit too quick for their own making. RAR have 4 physicals on their side, and unless their support's already locked in, which to be fair, again, the Loki very well could be one, you gotta hope their magical damage comes from someone who's actually able to pack some numbers, or you're gonna find yourself very easily counter-builded. Jing Wei is the locker from Sewer Rats. We're seeing that, of course, without that Ullr, it does mean you're vulnerable without too big of a front line. Danzaburo, RAR just gonna stick with the theme. No magical gods on their team.
That is insane. Dude, you're going to need a lot of penetration. You're going to need a void shield. You're going to need a whole lot of... Oh, man, this is crazy right here. I don't know what they're going to be able to do to make this happen, but you know what? I see the vision. I'm seeing the vision. I've got it put in perspective here in my brain, and to work this out for y'all who are not in my brain, it goes like this. You have Medusa Petrify, starts the fight. Mulan is going to keep that CC going as well as a little bit of damage. Loki is going to make sure that Mulan's able to get in there, or maybe even the Danzaburo, make sure that he goes invis. He's going to be able to sneak in there, and then Ullr just doing Ullr things wherever he wants to, because Ullr is just so versatile. In no way, shape, or form is he going to not be able to put out this CC unless he goes completely CC and locked down by maybe a Nuwa and Yamoja. I don't know.
I gotta tell you, Mort, it's not the half a beer that I've drank, but I'm just utterly befuddled. I'm confused. I am bewildered. I don't know where some of the gods on this RAR side are going to go. Danzaburo, you could theoretically, I suppose, try to effectively jungle with him as well if you wanted to get a bit kooky. I feel like in the mid lane, Donza might do a bit better than Medusa. Actually, no, Medusa definitely does better in the mid. So Donza carry, I suppose. Mulan support. That's got to be my theory craft here. Sewer Rats have it a lot more streamlined. Looking at their composition, what do you think's their game plan?
It's a very good question, Deelo. That's a very good question indeed. I really don't know what kind of game plan you assemble up against these Fire players, because it's not just about the gods that they've picked, but it's about the players themselves. We've got some dogs in here. I mean, it looks like a dog pound. This might not even be the sewer anymore. This might be an animal shelter, because there's some, I mean, you know what I mean? Like there's some animals out here, out on the loose. No leash. I'll tell you what, how about one of these here, Deelo? Let's do one of these?
A little cheers action?
Yeah.
To a good game. Boop. Click it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Not bad, not bad. Let's go and throw it in the game.
Game's ready. Let's go. Smite the sewer pickups. Hello, everyone. RAR, XD, sewer rats trying to show that they've got just as much bite behind their squeak, I suppose. I'm Deelo, joined here by TheMortonMan, Tess, Almighty Eye in the Sky, the Powwow Posse coming at you here, and Mort. Just expectations here for these first 5 minutes. What do we expect to see? What are we hoping for? What are we fearing?
I tell you one thing I'm fearing right now. It's that taco on the Medusa. I know that taco might be a food, right? When you think taco, I'm thinking of a crispy shell, thinking of that delicious seasoned ground beef, a little bit of lettuce on top, maybe some tomato. Not a big fan of sour cream, but if that's your style, that's more than fine. You know, there's a couple different things you can do with a taco, but that's really a food, right? Taco is not playing as a food. He's playing as a snake, the big slithery snake that is Medusa, who has been rocking the battleground since she's made her entrance, with it being burst damage, it's slippery, you know, all these types of things. Let's pay less attention to that. Take a look as Tess is going to hover over the Bumbas coming in from Loki and Pele, and over here in the solo lane. And the trick here.
Shotting. Look at this.
Wait,
they're trying to get face clips. Jarvis would be proud of that. Jarvis clipped that. Does seem, though, that unfortunately a gank is approaching to ruin their quick scoping fun. Blink there from Korra. What a spoiler. First blood goes to Klono. Have you no honor?
Oh, come on. Korra looking to ruin a good time. And not only that, way to just pee on the graves here. Get the blue buff as well. And just come on. I can't look at this either, Tess. I agree with you. I can't see this.
Will not be forced to look as Korra could be getting some just desserts served up in a second. Gosh knows that Karma's not a god in the game, but we certainly would love to see her make an appearance. Unfortunately, real life's got real villains. Korn's at the top of the list.
Korra looking like I'd imagine that they're up there with the Riddler, Dr. Doom. I was going to say some DC villains. I think the DC villains are way better. I was going to put, you know, the Penguins up there. I've been watching that on Max. I don't know if you've seen that one yet.
And I've heard it's a very good show here, but no jokes to talk about. Instead, it's all damage, and no one's laughing at that. Look at this left lane, Akamaru. A bit of pressure, but no more than my friend Zany Bear. You can see that RAR XD doing a good job executing pressure across both side lanes. Hold on, Klono. Might be spoken for a bit too quick. Must be said, the farm that's now been added to these side lanes is an incredibly important dynamic that the junglers and the laners themselves have got to keep track of.
That's a very good point, because it's not just about the solo lanes farm too, but the duo lane. You're able to keep that snowball going. Whoa!
Big blink there, and a nice basic. Splits the difference, takes down the bear. And it could be a forced beads off the taunt. Nice job there by RXD. Klono finds the solo onto Latent. 3-0 already, 2 minutes in. RXD with a hot start.
RXD, I'm putting a roar behind this. I mean, they are definitely kicking things off in a big way. Just 2 minutes in. 2 minutes in. We are already making an impact here on the battleground of the Gods Sewer pickups, looking to be ran by RAR. And I love to see what they're doing here. They're doing a phenomenal job of coagulating together the big blink play from the very beginning with Korra, who's showing off that mobility that you get from Loki. And take a look at Taco. Busted it out here, that burst.
And that death. Compy gets blown up. I know Taco's the food, but they're the one eating well here tonight. Gonna make a fourth kill. No answer yet from the sewer rats. What can they do to stem some of this bleeding?
I have no idea. I really don't know. I mean, there's just... I don't know how you face Taco. I mean, look at this. Look at this.
Dear God, Diamond King certainly can't find a way. Crown knocked off their head as their block falls to the ground as well. 5-0 in less than 2 minutes of a difference between the kill count and the minute timer. This is just disgusting work here from RXD.
Have no idea how you go up against this menace. It's not only Medusa. We talked about how Medusa is already such a strong pick since she's come in, but talk about Taco on the Medusa. Look at the aggression, the petrify.
The Aegis to match might have just kept them safe. Taco got a bit too big for the bridges, got a bit over eager. Sprayed out that acid when the Aegis has already been popped. You know what I will say is a hope here for Sewer Rats? 5 physicals. They need to build protections. They need to build it quickly. I'm curious to see if any build divergences happen. What normally might be a backline build for a Nuwa, sometimes you might want to slip a Breastplate of Valor in just for safe.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look at Klono chasing Diamond into that tower. Layton's looking a little low as well.
Can they manage to secure the kill is the question. Do get him cornered. Taco makes that rotation and makes it well timed. Layton goes down for a 3rd time already. For 3 kills in the other captain's pocket. A bit of trouble here for Yamoja as well. The taunt, though, didn't come quite in time. Just going to continue that pressure. Taco now helping themselves to this red buff as well. Clay minions come on in and do ensure that Nuwa can keep it for themselves. Taco's actually in a bit of trouble here. Klono arrives to assist. Cap's going to find the winner CC immune. No big issues with Nuwa quite just yet. Something in the mist. And it's going to be another assistant of that Ullr. Klono now low on mana, life, and friends. Taco slipping their way back to mid lane. In danger here. Diamond King looks for their entrance. They go in with the lightning hands. It's a blink to match. Pyroclast off the mark. Taco takes the kill, finds the killing spree.
Oh my god, and this isn't even the end of it. Take a look as Korra is going to be chasing down Nuwa. Does not have the ult to escape. Blink comes out. Loki's putting out damage at the end of the flurry strikes. Is barely going to take Compy off the map in 8-0 right here at 5 minutes in. RAR XD developing the snowball of a lifetime.
3,000 gold ahead, and that just means that those items that we were talking about before, those prots you want to see stacked up, are going to RAR XD's side instead. The only consolation is that so far they haven't looked to a Gold Fury, but they haven't really had a chance to. It's only been 20 seconds after all. But at the very least, looking for that Fury, Sewer Rats have got some decent secure on their side as well. Having that Riven's Rebuke around an objective really is going to make a team fight a bit more skewed in their favor. Now we can see Klono looking aggressive here for these back camps. This with a little quick hop and a step. Waiting for the axe strike to find its mark. Late miss there, so does Klono. A lot of spaghetti on the floor here.
You know, what most people see right there is they see their enemy solo lane or farming back camps. But what Klono sees is that pie that just came out of the oven sitting on the windowsill. And Klono is hovering to that pie. Klono wants a piece.
Delicious. They're floating up to it like a cartoon character that smells it. Trying to reach for a tantalizing slice. Klono. It's a bit of a further slice out of Layton's health bar there. But doing a decent job staying safe so far. I mean, it's just a matter of mentalities here. When your captain's 3-0 and the other captain's 0-3, it does not feel good. It doesn't feel good when a Loki's 2-tapping on you either. Grab a quick kill there onto Akamaru. Decent damage here onto the Pele as well. Diamond King. Probably saying L comms right now as they try to retreat. Hold on, good Nuwa ult. Phantom Shell gonna be the response. Barely keeps Ant-Man alive.
Oh, look at Taco, who's going to keep the aggression going here in the middle lane. Petrify comes out. New minions are down. Aegis is down as well. Compy's putting on the juke shoes, and Taco is getting juked out here into the invis. Acid spray followed by the lacerate. And with a slither of health, look at Compy retreating back to the tier 2. Good lord.
That was close. I mean, like you'd say, man, skin of that man's tongue. Nuwa got away. Taco also, honestly, on their side, had a bit worried. One more tower shot, and they could have also been meeting their end. Klono going aggressive here beneath the blue. Finds the axe combination, but Ullr just does not have the damage quite just yet. It's a bit of a fault of this god. See, Diamond King's on the way. Can they save their captain in time? And they look for the final bits of damage on a Latent. They're going to end up having the reversal. Good axe stun. Stops Diamond in their tracks. Look at that lack of damage. Hold on. How did Latent just die? Did the rain of arrows catch him in the back? That's crazy. Klono showing those snipes. And now Loki taking a show of force as they try to look for the counter gang. Easy peasy. Double kill for Klono.
Good lord. And I knew this was coming, and I'll tell you why. Because Klono, before the match, this is probably about an hour ago, Klono had told me and you, Deelo, saying, you're going to see some things tonight. Those are the things that we're seeing. Diving under the tower, and then walking away with their blue buff, double kill afterwards, thanks to Korra showing up just in the nick of time. Those are the things that Klono had previously mentioned.
Oh, we have to see another death here fall on the left lane. In the meantime, Akamaru goes down. Yamoja might be after in just a second. Pull out your beers, Mort. Let's drink to the dead dual lane of sewer rats.
Oh man, how the mighty have fallen. I'm gonna pour one out for the homies here. Not really, because I'm not gonna pour beer on my floor next to my computer, but you know.
I already did that on accident. I'm ahead of you, bro. Don't you worry about it.
How many deep, Deelo?
I'm not even deep, bro. I just got frothy, all right?
He's
and
clumsy.
Unfortunately, this game's clumsy. Not even the developer. Klono developing this lead even further. 5-0 over Latent. You gotta imagine any goodwill built over this Ullr pick gentleman's agreement has been lost for a long time. Now Latent, probably frothing at their own mouth, just wants to find some way back in this game. If sewer rats can get just one kill on the board, it'll mean a ton of mental relief.
Well, let's see if it happens here. The invade comes in on the duo side, looking to take some back camps. Might walk away with Yamoja's life as well, but Yamoja is going to be fine. Whirlpooling back to that tier 1 tower. Things are going to be okay. I want to bring up a point here. Not sure if Diamond's going to let me as this gank's coming in.
This could be trouble. Good up down there from Latent. Diamond King waits for Klono to use their leap as well. Oh no, the juke shoes on Klono does force Volcanic Lightning and does elicit the kill. Finally, a big shutdown. Finally, sewer rats are on the board.
Finally on the board, 9.5 minutes in, the first kill goes to sewer rats, and it says, hey, even gods can bleed. As a matter of fact, it happens all the time here on the battleground of the gods. Look at the Dod's ult coming out. Maybe
faulty technology. Dude didn't mean to use a kill streak that early. Predator missile went a bit wide right. That's A-okay. Raw XD in this left lane are feeling completely comfortable. Let's look at the level leads across the board here. 2-level disparity there between the Danza and the Jing Wei. That's great. Honestly, though, beyond the mid and the carry, not too much to speak for. The max disparity we're seeing is 2. Yeah, it's across just about every role. That's where it starts to feel rough. But hold on here. Left side, sewer rats gathering around to try to see if they can put Raw XD in their plays with Mulan making the rotation. Don't think it's going to be quite possible. 1v1 here between the captains, and Klono going to make sure Latent goes down with the ship. 2 members across the map die for sewer rats.
Oh my goodness, Klono, an absolute dog. We discussed this earlier. I'll discuss it again. There's just no amount of description that can really put this in perspective to the average viewer, because Klono, just a dog, unimaginable beyond all means. It is crazy to see what he's pulling off tonight. But there's a point I want to bring up here. We talked about this a couple times already. The fact that there's 5 physicals over here on the side of RAR XD. And this isn't that prevalent in the early game. And let me tell you why. You're buying a couple items here in the early game. You're not that caught up in builds that nobody's even 3 items deep yet. So maybe you have 1 physical on your side. Maybe. We see the Breastplate of Valor from the Nuwa. Everybody else is building damage. So what's the point of, or what's the downside of going 5 physical if nobody's going to build protections against it? And in the early game, you're not building those protections just yet. You're getting damage, or you're just having to build because it's that early.
Get some damage here between the captains. Once again, just slinging these axes like nobody's business. Klono finishes the job. Nuwa assists with their ult a bit too late. That's okay. Diamond's here to sweep up the remains. Volcanic Lightning gonna try to find a bit more damage. Great stun. Does Klono stay alive? Just barely will die before Korra can avenge. It's gonna be a 2-for-1 trade in favor of RAR.
Another kill on the board. Sewer rats, that's a big mental dub for them. That might be a 1-for-1 even trade gold-wise, but that's a huge dub as far as mental check goes. So I'm completely cool with that if I'm sewer rats.
That'd be cool getting pulled back in all close to Ant-Man, who's been just doing so much damage. This great D positioning that a Mulan is capable of. Pyromancer being picked up here. Must say, I'm quite surprised we haven't seen more objective play here from Raw XD, but they do start off with something. It's just going to be the Pyro.
Pyro's a good one. Pyro's it's a baby step in the right direction, but regardless, it's a step in the right direction as far as walking away with a W in your pocket, getting another Titan slain on your records, a W for the playbooks. Maybe not the record books, that's what it is. Whatever it takes to get there, that's what you got to be willing to do. And Raw XD, they're making these ballsy plays that some would say, you're crazy. Like, I was born crazy. And then they make the play. That's what we're seeing from raw XD. It's these phenomenal things that you would never suspect would work in 100 lifetimes. Klono, you think Klono cares? When you look at somebody like Klono, do you think that that's somebody that really cares? Oh, no.
Latent? Oh, no. Did Diamond infect him with his bad internet? I don't know. That's the Ullr. That's the new Ullr aspect. Didn't you know he teleports halfway across the lane?
Goodness gracious. I really thought that was going to be I don't know what I was expecting there. At this point, I feel like I'm getting intoxicated enough to a point where I'm less of an analyst and more of an innocent bystander to the action that is happening here. I mean,
there are no innocents here, Mort. Look at this, more bloodshed around this Gold Fury pit. Blink elicited, as well as the ult to keep Diamond King safe, means raw XD. And try to resume this Gold Fury in earnest. You have Medusa and Loki on the seed for it. Dancing making the rotation too. No bodies on the floor. And Surats do have the ability to contest. It does seem like Mojo might be the only one present to even try. Getaway rotating around a bit too late. First Gold Fury does go down for order.
Step in the right direction. That's what we talked about earlier. Klono, an absolute dog, gonna walk away with another kill. And he is dog walking Latent around the solo lane here.
Right.
Good gravy.
To be fair, 4 levels down, I think Latent's putting up a pretty good effort, but at that point, you can't take the 1v1s. Hey, if Ivan can't take the 2v1, they will go down thanks to a really well done Riptide in conjunction with that Jingwei ultimate. Keeps them at least with something to their name. Now Klono might be overstepping. Pyroclast off the mark again. Diamond King's just not had that much luck with those. Klono just looks in his direction saying, I dare you, try that stuff again, sonny boy. And Diamond King opts not to, walks back to mid.
Diamond's a smart guy. I've known Diamond for a long time, years to say the least. And Diamond's a smart kid. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's got a good heart. I think that he knows what's best.
He just hangs
He
the
knows
wrong
what's
people.
best for him. Yeah, he's a
He
good
just hangs
egg.
the wrong crowd.
And I feel bad for him. I mean, he's lured in by all these foul people that promoting just stuff that's just not good for him. He's got a good soul, and I don't think that he needs to be doing these awful things that Klono could be doing to him if he walks in the wrong direction.
Got to make sure you're not lulled in by the captain, because you know at this point Klono's happy to take those 1v1s or even 1v2s. Look at this damage there from Core. Ultimate expend, that's okay. I got a blink for you. Hail there is going to find the mark. Not going to be able to find the speed buff quite quick enough. Latent goes down, this time to someone else's blades. Now FG on the mark. Emoji's aware, but doesn't really have the care to do much about it or the ability to. FG resoundingly goes down to raw XD. Good Vortex to try to keep them safe too. The rocket's on the way. Sails right through that water ring like it's a speed boost instead. The top plays down. Gonna be able to finish the job. Vibe and Ninja takes down the big bad bear.
Vibe and Ninja, the vibes are high. I can imagine how high the vibes are. 21 kills at 15 minutes. The vibes are immaculate if you're a member of Order Team here.
I would have to agree. This is feeling rough. Dive in that tower. What's that, 5-man deep? Just looking for copy. They'll succeed. Klono gets body blocked by Taco. Bit of his own medicine. I know he loves to do that to his teammates, so honestly deserved. Vibe and Ninja does go down the process, but I don't think they're really feeling too bad for it. Unstoppable there for Korra as they take down Latent once more. Tier 2 tower mids up next.
Look at that. I mean, this is a slaughterhouse right here. And I'm a butcher. I know slaughter. And it's happening right here in front of us.
Nothing pretty about this as Zany Bear taking off again. Don't see that normally in the butcher shop, but it's going to be added to the cuts of the day. Taco going to make some nice snake skin boots there for Diamond King before Klono places their crown on his own head instead. 4 members down in exchange for 1, but Sewer Rats with quicker death timers will be up in the fray in just a bit. 16 minutes, 11,000 gold differential. A Phoenix can be body blocked there by those clay minions. That's actually really well done by Compi, keeping that structure safe. They need that, but look at this. Klono waiting around the side. They want the 1v1. They dodge the axe. Mulan finds the grapple. Unfortunately, he's a bit outmanned. Those clay minions do hurt.
They sure do, Deelo. They sure do. I cannot stand those clay minions for the life of me. I am a new WoW player, so I like it whenever I'm playing. But when I'm up against them, I think, man, what an annoying guy. But the fight is continuing over here in the jungle. New WoW hops in the air, getting some good damage off, but falling back to the ground as Ant-Man's going for a grab, and the fight starts happening.
It's a 2v4 if you count the clay minions, but they disappear just when Compi needed them most. Klono takes the rampage, takes their life for a trade, and a nice red buff on top. Still no Phoenixes down, and actually still 2 towers left alone in that dual lane side means that it can be a bit hard for RAR XD to try to make a brute force push for that Titan. Sewer Rats on the defense, what can they do to stay in the game as RAR XD take Pyro?
I think they got to farm. I think they got to steal. That might be their biggest way to go about things right now. Maybe we see Latent hit a blind Dax, takes the Fire Giant. Maybe we see Akamuro finally show up. I mean, Akamuro's been doing their thing, trying to get some farm online, and maybe they show up in a little bit, but at this point, I'm not exactly sure what they do to walk away with a W here. I mean, it's going to be a hope and a prayer and maybe an objective steal. That's going to be the biggest thing. And even then, an objective steal is just going to halt their push rather than put it to a complete end. It's going to be a momentary obstacle. And as far as creating that full stop, truthfully, I mean, it's going to take a pick. It's going to take an oddity from RAR XD, maybe stepping out of position and doing something wrong as opposed to Sewer Rats needing to do something right. They were putting up a good fight from the beginning, maybe a little bit of ballsiness in the beginning from Latent when they were doing those trick shots. I mean, if you really want to call it that, I think they were just having fun and Core decided to end it. But it's going to take something crazy from Sewer Rats here to happen.
Game pause while everyone catches their breath before RAR takes more lives in the process. And I think that kind of just shows RAR's mentality, right? They've literally sold their souls the moment that they took down Latent in that first little happy jumping trick shot party they were having in the solo lane. RAR XD are here to win in the sewer. They're here to play in the mud, get some blood and dirt beneath their fingernails. And now Sewer Rats almost caught in the trap. They got to fight back. We are seeing the build start to develop a bit more. Some decent physical prots being built up here by the Emoja. But like you mentioned before, Mort, the fact that there's these double carries means there's really no way you're going to be seeing any breastplates picked up by anyone else, which means the value of RAR XD's team, or the downsides of it more so, are not going to be punished.
A lot of words, Deelo. I'm sure you're getting a little thirsty there, friendo.
You're right. My bad. Hold on. Let me drink more beer.
I'm just now opening number 3.
Are you serious?
I'm getting on number 3 here. I'm trying to clear through them quick here. I mean, we got a lot of action ahead of us from this game forward, I would imagine, but even then, I mean, you never know when the action comes to a complete halt. I want to make sure that I get the 6er cleared before we get off the air. So okay. I am starting number 3, and I'm looking to make some things happen here, as well as these players on the field.
Plenty of games left for the case, so don't got to worry about that too much, I promise you. But we'll see in a second, as I think the game might be being resumed here. What's going on? What am I seeing here? Nightcry? Solaire? Tess? Oh no.
Who are these people?
I have no idea who these people are. Tess?
I have no idea what just happened. I'm not that drunk, am I? I mean, there's no way.
No.
Did we start a whole new game?
I think I was gonna say, these are not the sewer friends I knew. What if Klono was really the friends we made along the way, who are just people we don't actually even know in the first place? While we wait to figure out what's going on here, Mort, I don't know. Just walk me through, bro. What have we seen so far?
I did get a text from Tess just now. They just said I may have crashed. So, I'm sure that's the case. I mean, that would definitely do a lot of explaining as far as why we're not seeing the screen here.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
we're back, baby. Don't you worry. Tier 2 tower. 19 minutes. 28-5. RAR XD looking for this right side burn up in Sewer Rats. They look to advance. Catches them in, but there's no damage would follow. This is really just a red carpet right to the burn, and potentially to Emoja's death right after. Jingwei up in the sky, lands down inside the mid-Phoenix ring, trying to keep those structures safe. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Pele could be a bit of trouble here versus the Danza.
I don't think there's such thing as trouble for Vibe and Ninja or anybody on the RAR XD for that point. I mean, take a look. I just wiped away like poop crust on a butthole. I mean, just completely disappeared off of the map. It's just completely gone. I don't know how you handle.
Save the next 3 beers. Save the next 3. I'm cutting you off. Last call. Normally it's at 12, but for you it's now. 20 minutes. 29-5. We're looking for this mid bird up next. Only towerless standings on that left side too, so really it's just a slow burn away. FG's available. RAR XD clearly got their mind on the kills.
Maybe going in. Look at Klono. I mean, Klono just wants to make something happen. Klono is itching right now. He needs his scratch.
Ullr-off, though, interested a bit as well. Latent goes down already. Captain on Captain Violet from the sea, and Ant-Man pays for their sins. Squats like the bug they are. Taco tanking the Phoenix, not maybe the best decision. Needing quite a bit of damage there. Unfortunately, all those breastplates, all those shirts the Umoja bought, they must have come from Sheen, because they're being torn apart like rice paper. Klono does go down, diving in too deep for their own good. No surprise. Zany Bear will fall. Taco finds Akumaru off the spawn. Has to blink away. Diamond King's on the prowl, but those damage dealers are doing too much. Double kill for the Danza. 4 members dead. Latent comes up in 2. Can they stay alive to see another day?
Here's a real question, Deelo. You want to do a little gambling here? I know we're not in Vegas yet, but I want to make a bet.
What you got?
We haven't seen player damage on the board just yet. Tess has had it covered on gold per minute. I think that leads to an interesting little gamble that we could make here.
Okay.
Who do you think's got the most?
Ooh.
Wait. Before you answer this, how much are we putting on it?
How much are we putting on it? I'll put do you want $5 on to redeem what happened before?
I want to put 100.
What's the matter with you?
I feel confident, friendo.
Absolutely not. I am only half a beer in deep. I'm not risking my savings up for that. That's all poker money right there, buddy. I'll give you 5.
$5 sounds good. I'll take right now. I'm thinking Korra's got top damage.
You know Korra. I'm gonna give it to Klono.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. $5. You want to shake on it?
Shake on it? Yeah, we'll shake on it.
All right, Tess. I'm
Player
ready for the
damage,
reveal.
Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Tess. Let's go! Let's go! I cannot believe it. $10 in my pocket of MortonMan, and now we're gonna see some more kills being put in pocket here. Umoja rides their way out to victory. One more to death. Korra tries to get that player damage. A bit too late there for you, Korra. Could have helped Morty out a few minutes ago.
All right, I ride by it. Korra's my dog. I'll stick by what I said. I mean, I had some confidence there, and it was a little bit misplaced, but it's fine. These things happen. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad at all. It's only a $5.
I should have done 100. I keep making this mistake. RXD, not making any mistakes in their play. Grabbing this easy FG for themselves. Sewer Rats, nowhere on the scene. Can't blame them for it. 2 Phoenixes to nurse back to health. And they're really just praying for a big mistake, a big blunder that sends RXD reeling.
The Obsidian Dagger has been picked up. I haven't seen this utilized a whole lot. I've seen the FGs being slain, but I haven't, not on this game at least, but haven't really seen the Obsidian Dagger make that huge revive difference or even the bonus damage that you get if you just use it regularly. Look at the Whirlpool, locking Klono in place.
And Deadski right off the bat, late with some well-deserved revenge. Now Klono gonna have to be avenged by Taco. Eats the Phantom Shell, he throws Rebuke too. Dual ult, trying to chase them away. You burned out one member with FG. That's pivotal, but the Obsidian Dagger still lies in Taco's pocket. Not sure Medusa has them, but seems that somehow her armament made accommodations. Now look at the damage from the new Wa. Gonna be going back in. Korra finds the kill on Umoja before they go down too. A trade that Surats is probably pretty happy to make. Jingwei uses their ult to escape back to Fountain without too big of an issue. The rocket goes a bit wide. Now Titan next on the mark. Nuwa's defending that left lane. Needs to back to make sure the rest of the team stays safe because they could very well look for an end call at any moment.
Hovering around this Titan, I can imagine that Sewer Rats are probably counting their final minutes here. I'd be a little nervous if I'm a member of Sewer Rats. I mean, their end of days could be coming very soon. As far as how to change that, I don't really have a clue. I don't have a clue at all. I mean, this is just a 35-9, 24 minutes, 25 minutes. I don't have a clue on how to fix this. This is a completely shattered. You're asking me to rebuild an engine, and this is coming from somebody who's never done an oil change. Now, I've done an oil change, obviously, but I'm just talking about this is the perspective. If Sewer Rats have never done an oil change and they're having to rebuild an engine, this is what it's looking like game-wise.
Yeah, you need the rat. You need Remy. You need that rat. You don't have the right one. You got his brother. You know, he loves eating. Doesn't look quite like cooking. Klono. That's inappropriate. Leave your teammates alone.
Dude,
not cool.
Emil was the worst.
Well, it was the worst. Was
yeah.
For a Pixar character. Calm down. Klono says, "I hate you." He tries to go for the new Wa. blinks in with the axe, doesn't quite find the mark. This is the ult instead. Now Klono could be in trouble for their sins. Chased down here, but Latent doesn't quite have the damage to put them back in the dirt.
Emil, we didn't want you to mix the foods. He would like eat the cheese and then he would eat the strawberry. It's like, all right, they're both good. Now let me mix them. And Emil was like, no, I hate.
Yeah, Mort. Klono does go down for a minute entire. Latent gonna retreat on back to safety. Taco finds their opportunity with a good petrifying gaze, takes down Diamond King right after, dashes aggressively to finish off Akamaru for the nice and clean double. Good look to the Nuwa next, the miss, something in it. Gonna be trying to hide that Nuwa as they get back to safety. Unfortunately, Zany there couldn't quite hide the same way. They'll go down. It's only Latent and Compy left. This dynamic duo, they've worked together before in so many instances, so many ranked and casual games. This is who you want defending, but Latent goes down instantly, and Compy's gonna be blown up next. It's a quick deicide here for RARXD. Taco takes a dip in the fountain and drowns in it. That's A-OK. The rest of RARXD have just about finished baptizing sewer rats in blood.
One of the most known sayings in English history is all good things must come to an end. And for RARXD, that might have been one of the best things that's ever happened in their Smite careers. I mean, a dominating performance like that, that is one that I'm taking a screenshot of. I'm throwing it on the fridge. I'm sending a postcard to my mother, my father, they're divorced, my grandparents. I'm sending it to everybody I know and showing off the fact that this is the game that I pulled off, especially if I'm Cora, if I'm Klono. Let's put no disrespect on, I mean, a lot of people that were participating there. It was a phenomenal game if you're a member of Sewer Rats. Let's take a look at the scoreboard here. Thank you, Tesdai. Taking a look at some phenomenal stat lines. 14, 5, and 7. And that 5 is only because he's a little bit intoxicated. He's feeling himself. He's willing to get things going, and he did absolutely the most to steal buffs, to get kills, and do everything that he did to achieve that player damage. At the top of the totem pole, and what robbed me of my $5, I'm not sending it to you, Deelo. No, I'm just kidding. I'll get you.
Are you being
No, I'll get you. Don't worry.
This is Mort's first and last Sewercast here, but it's been good while it lasted. All good things must come to an end, am I right, Mort? That being said, this game certainly has come to a resounding finish. I have to imagine these players, should we have the same ones, probably going to switch up the teams just a little bit. Overall, the Sewer Rats had some good moments. RAR just kept up that aggression. They sold their souls to the Devils. And in exchange, they got that W. Will that be the case next time around? Only way to find out. Don't you dare go anywhere. More Smite in the Sewer pickups right after the break.
Welcome, everybody. We are back here. Smite in the sewer. Some hot pickup action between RAR XD and the sewer rats. This is the MortonMan on the microphone, joined here by Tesdai, the prod god, and JDK Klono, joining us in the booth for the very first time. Klono, tell me, how in the world are you doing?
I am doing absolutely fantastic, Morton man. Thank you for introducing me. I am hammered a little bit. I am gonna start my 5th beer and absolutely give Mort the best gluck under the table as his second pair.
There's nothing under my table. That's not true. We'll cut that. Production, cut that. Cut the mic. I'm just kidding. That's not true. I'm a little bit behind you. I've got 3 right here, and I'm just now working on 4. So I'll pick up the pace a little bit. I'll start getting to you. But yeah, that's not happening. I'm not Steve. I'm not whoever you think I am. But that's for certain not the case. That being said, before we get things started here, we're going to do a little bit of trash talk between the 2 captains for the evening. Returning from game 1 is Latent. And then on the other side, who had just hopped out of the booth and joining on the battleground is Deelo. And let me tell you, Deelo, you've got some big shoes to fill after last game. Deelo, tell me how you're going to fill them.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna play Ymir and hope for the best. I'm not even playing a game of Smite 2 right now. For me, more this is all Ymir simulator, and it doesn't matter what 10 gods are on the field around me. As long as I'm able to pick my frosty boy, it's gonna be all right. I'm getting my boogie shoes on.
Bit of dancing, a little bit of a boogie, a nice waltz over there in the duo lane is what I'm assuming. They might even throw you in solo. I don't know how you plan on flexing with your teammates, and we'll find out more about those teammates in a little bit. But Leighton on the other side, Klono, you have any questions for our good friend Leighton here?
Leighton, how does it feel taking only L's during these custom games?
Oh no!
See, that was a bad time. I lagged out. It was a really unfortunate time. I lagged out. What did you say?
I said,
Do not
Leighton.
repeat him. Don't make him repeat it.
I only
Leighton.
am taking L's and then I lagged.
Leighton, are you gonna diff Deelo in this solo lane, or no, in the support lane?
Oh yeah, if he says any 10 gods, then I'm willing to take that bet up. I'll let his Ymir through.
Yay! Thank you. Honestly, that's a kindness.
As long as we honor, I'm willing to pass all 3 bans, all other 3 bans, as long as you ban Geb. As long as one of us bans Geb, we're good, right? We're chilling.
Is that what we're doing? Are we gentlemen agreeing right here on the field?
I can gentlemen's agree only ban Geb.
Only ban Geb. Oh.
Only ban Geb.
I might need to deliberate with the team on negotiations for that.
Okay. I'll let you see your bans through. If whatever I see pop up, I'll respond accordingly.
All right, I don't have the power, I don't think, or the knowledge to really decide.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
For my team. Yeah, back to y'all.
Why are we banning Geb?
That character's broken.
Stupid.
It's not okay.
All right,
No
we're
one has
canceling
fun.
the stream games. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. It's been a blast.
Come
No, I'm just
on,
kidding.
man.
Dude, it's my favorite guy.
Hey,
Why are you not
listen.
letting my favorite guy through?
Well,
Crash
first off, he's
out.
playing Ymir. If I let my support play Geb, it's unfortunately just gonna be a wash for him.
Yeah, that's actually not. That's just not fair. Genuinely.
That's a horrible matchup for Ymir. So it more benefits him. I just don't want to let it through in mid lane or something for his team, because full damage Geb is a very scary character.
Wait, Leighton, do I still get my Ymir if I don't first pick him? Do I have to?
Huh? Yeah, absolutely.
Yay!
We honor not pick. We good.
Oh,
You can have
fantastic.
Ymir.
I don't know. You got
By all
Cora
means.
on your side.
I know
which
Compy
knows
really likes Ymir, but
Cora's better lock that in. I don't know.
I'll
That's
if they lock it in 6.
All
I
right,
bet.
fellas, let's save some aggression for the
lose.
battleground here. We've got a whole game ahead of us. So, off to your separate VCs there, friends. Thank you for joining us. Deelo and Leighton, respective
Leighton.
members of Muckman
You'll
and
need
Sewer
it.
Good luck.
Rats.
Thanks.
All right. So, we're going to head on over to picks and bans. Let's get started here. We got a whole game ahead of us. And we talked about the bans. Klono, GA, gentleman's agreement on the Ymir being let through. And apparently we're banning Geb, which I'm not happy about. we'll walk past it, but what kind of picks are you expecting other than the obvious Amir?
Obviously, I'm expecting a Sobek Medusa coming out again. Those two gods are absolutely busted, and with the gentleman's agreement of no bans besides Geb, those gods are definitely getting picked.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, we saw Taco pop off with the Medusa. We might see an Aphrodite here and there. We might see a couple different things, but I think that you might have a very good state of mind with Sobek being let through. Obviously, he's going to go somewhere. When you see a powerhouse like Sobek, that pluck means so much right now in Smite 2. Obviously, it meant a huge thing in Smite 1, but even now, Smite 2, the way that some of these guys can just wipe away health bars like bounty paper towels, this is not an advertisement. I mean, it is incredible to see what Sobek can pull off. Not just that, but the Sobexecute, the anti-heal with Sickening Strike, which now has a dot. I mean, there's just so much to love about Sobek, but wondering who that first pick will be. We're still waiting on the bans to come in, but not Klono. Deelo. What? You seeing that on the bottom there? Klono, it's not you anymore. It's Deelo.
I see that. I see that.
We're seeing it right here, loud and proud. So waiting on these bands to come in. Klono, you're fresh off of a W. We didn't even get a chance to talk to you about it. You're fresh off the dub. How's your mindset?
All I gotta say is I diffed Lee in 2 seconds into the game. I auto attacked him 360'd first, and then he auto attacked 360'd me second. So I think first hit first wins. You know, what do you think, Mort?
Did y'all talk about that prior, or was that just on the fly?
That was on the fly. I saw him and my mouse started spinning. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure after 10 minutes, his whole world was probably spinning due to the fact that he was getting completely diffed. And that's no disrespect. He's not the dog. I did a lot of glaze on you, Klono. I did a lot of glazing on you. You were like during that whole game, you were like my personal little donut factory. I was giving you all the love in the world, talking about how, oh, he's the better Ullr, and he's the dog off the leash, and he's been let out of the cage. Everything you name, and you can go back and watch it on the VOD. I mean, I was talking about how you made these phenomenal things happen, but you managed somehow, some way to work your way from the battleground up here to the booth. And how did that even happen?
Look, it took a lot of convincing. Deelo, MortonMan, Moosey, they all came together. They were like, listen, Klono, you need to lock in. You need to focus. You need to do everything in your power to come here and give me a good cast, because I know I'm not a very talkative person. So I know I need to start yapping a little bit and start answering these questions and giving you that third eye, you know, more when it comes to the game knowledge. I have to come in and be like, this is that, this is that, this is why they're making this play, this is why they're making that play. I have to be that guy for you today.
And I love that you can be that for me, because we're each other's weaknesses. Do you know that you're not the talkative type? I am the talkative type. I'm not the smartest Smite player. You are the smartest Smite player. We kind of complete each other in a sense, not in like a love relationship sense, but more like a soul bond. You know what I mean? Like,
You're the yin to my yang, Mort.
Exactly. Dude, that is a crazy comparison. That is completely true. I didn't even think about it until you just said it. That is nuts. Wow. Yin to my yang. I'll change the Discord names in a little bit, but for now, we see the Geb ban has been thrown on the board, and I'm not happy. I'll tell you this right now. I'm not happy about it. Geb, and for anybody who knows me, knows my name, I played so much Geb in Smite 1. I mean, an unbelievable amount of Geb. Not an unbelievable. I mean, I know there's some people that get onto the game and they have like 47 stars and 38 stars and 59 stars on a god, and I had 3. That's a pretty respectable amount. I mean, 3 is enough to get the job done, right?
Oh, yes. Hold up. Let's talk about these bans more. They Gentle's agreement, the Geb ban, but they're doing another 2 bans on each team. So who do you think they're getting banned this game?
Loki, obviously. Core is a bit of a dog. Now, I'll put you on this too, Klono. You haven't seen the VOD yet, so I'll give you a little bit of sauce. During that game, Tesdai did not put up the the player damage throughout the entire game. We just saw player gold, and I put a bet up with Deelo. I said, I want to bet you money right here on cast on who has the most player damage without knowing, completely blind. And Deelo put you. I said Korra. I said Korra with the Loki. Korra's an absolute dog. Korra knows exactly what they're doing when it comes to Smite 2 and just being an absolute menace. And I was wrong. I was completely wrong. It was you. You had top damage by a long shot. So I lost $5 because of you, Klono. It wasn't your fault. It was mine for misplacing trust. But
I'm not gonna lie, Korra is that dog though. They are a fucking beast at this game, and I have to give them credit for that jungle.
That's true. That is absolutely true. And real recognize real. I'm as real as it gets right here in the soul, in the life, baby. So trust me, I know how real it can get, and definitely that's one of the realest. But we're seeing the bans come in. Ra is a ban for sure, and part of me thinks that's a target ban for Taco. Do you agree?
Taco is one of those players that you don't want to see picked on Raw. He absolutely dominates games with them. So I'm not surprised there that it's banned.
Nuwa being the first pick for RAR XD. And why do we see Nuwa? What does she bring to the table that makes her so valuable that she's a first pick?
Nuwa is one of those high pressure gods in mid where she can out clear you, and then she gets that level 2 with the clay minions, and she has CC, which a lot of mid laners don't have right now. It's very dangerous. It's a very high pressure mid. She is very good, especially I'm thinking this is going to Taco, and Taco loves his Nuwa.
So, wave clear, high damage, and a big thing that you mentioned not every mid laner has is the crowd control. So who is the jungler that we're expecting to follow up on that crowd control and really just tear apart health bars when it comes to ganks?
With Nuwa, or not with Nuwa, with Loki and Athena band, there's the 2 top junglers out right now, so it could be anyone's call. It could be Fenrir, it could be Mordred, it could be like maybe a Bologna jungle. You know, I know Leighton likes his, not Leighton. I know Diamond likes his Bologna, so.
But Diamond doesn't get the Mulan, not today. Diamond's gonna maybe get the Bologna. I know that Diamond was super hyped about the aspect for Bologna coming forward, and we are barely into day 2. Well, maybe not barely. We're almost done with day 2 of the new patch aspects and new gods and everything else being incorporated. So, big fan of Diamond King potentially getting Bologna support and grabbing that aspect. We saw Bologna support last game. Not Bologna. We saw Mulan support last game. And do you think that was a smart pick? Do you think that she works well there? Does she bring a lot to the table? Or is that kind of a niche pick that maybe or maybe not works out?
So I definitely think she's more of a niche pick, but she definitely does bring a lot to the table still. She has high damage that a warrior brings, and she has CC, like she has a great knockup, and she has a great pull with her 3. She definitely brings a lot to the table, so it's more of a sleeper pick, if you will.
Another thing that I noticed, look, I've been playing a lot of Geb. I'll be honest. Look, guilty as charged. I'll put me in handcuffs. Been playing a lot of Geb since he's dropped. One thing I've seen twice in these matchups so far, I've went up against 2 Fenrirs in the support role. You have to keep in mind that Brutalize can be a menacing ability if it's unchecked. You have to have a god that can stop that, and Geb's only way to stop that is the Cataclysm. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter because Geb's G8 here. He's not going to be played. But Mulan is a god that can stop that Fenrir Brutalize, able to grab hold and stop the Brutalize, which either disables the slow that would have come from Brutalize or just stops the damage overall because your carry doesn't like damage. But that's enough about the matchups for that one specifically. Let's talk about the 3 on the board. I guess I should say 7 in total. As we see Izanami locked in over for RAR XD, Izanami and Chak, followed by Jingwei and Thor over here for Sewer Rats. And this is a very aggressive team. Look at these 4 over here on Sewer Rats. Zeus, Mulan, Jingwei, Thor. How does an ideal team fight go for a team like this?
An ideal team fight for this would either be Mulan or Thor initiating with their ultimate or something like that. Jingwei and Zeus would be great follow-up for damage. Jingwei with crit or just the Quintize build, and Zeus with building full damage or attack speed, absolute shredders. This Izanami and Nuwa and Pele Chalk need to be careful because there's a lot of CC on the right side. on their sewer rats, and there's a lot of damage to follow up too. So they need to be very careful with these team fights.
I'm a big fan of the Pele pick, and of course we see the Ymir. That's smart because we knew that Deelo was going to lock in the Ymir regardless. Might as well let him have it last pick. Let's get all the heavy picks out of the way first, and then obviously they're not going to take Ymir away from him. So that's smart. I like that he's getting picked last. But Sobek, who not only got let through bans, but he got picked last, is kind of crazy, especially when you think there's Thor and Jingwei above him. How in the world did Sobek get to the bottom? That's a rhetorical question. I mean, there's obviously priorities here and there, but we have 5 players, 5 gods on one side for RAR XD, and then we got another 5 over here for sewer rats. When you take a look at the 10, let's exclude the players here. Just talking about gods specifically, who do you think is going to be walking away with the W?
God specifically, I have to give it to the sewer rats. That Sobek, if they execute, is a very crazy and dangerous pick. And, you know, with him and his pluck too, Thor's CC, Jingwei's crit damage, Hua Mulan's CC, and Zeus's damage, it's a very scary comp. It is a pluck and die comp, you know.
That's a big part of it. That's how it goes. That's the name of the game. The story that you'll see in every single book of the trilogy. You're going to be seeing Sobek pluck and then Sobek kill, or the whole team kill. And that's the name of the game for sewer rats. But if you're RAR XD, how are you looking to counterplay that Sobek pluck that can be so devastating to a team?
If Deelo has the tech with it and he's fast with enough, Deelo can honestly wall off the pluck, or he can have the pluck go through and then wall his teammate so they just hit the wall and bounce back to him and push that Sobek out of position into a 5-man rotation possibly. And sewer rats would be forced to watch as the Sobek dies behind that wall.
That's an interesting point. That is very interesting because we have Deelo, who talks about being the Ymir player of Ymir players. He talks about being the best of the best, the cream of the crop when it comes to Ymir gameplay specifically. So being able to pull off a tech like this, it's going to take guts. It's going to take a precise amount of timing, but that's exactly how this game is played. Violence and timing. So if Deelo is able to pull this off, this would separate him from the average crowd. He's now allowed into the VIP room. He's allowed with the best of the best. I mean, I'd put him in the Founder Series. If he's able to make that happen on a consistent basis, I'm not talking about 1 or 2 lucky walls. I'm talking about letting this be the counterplay. That would be phenomenal. But if he's not even able to pull this off once, I'm never letting Deelo on the Ymir again. Not because he's dangerous, not because he's a scary Ymir player, but for the fact that he's not able to utilize the pick well. I'm saying learn a new god, learn a better god, or get out of the battleground and get your butt in the booth because you do not belong with some of the goats that are participating here. Raw XD versus sewer rats. We're about to see some hot action here. Don't go anywhere. We're diving straight on in. Let's take a ride, folks. All right, and here we are, Deelo 88 on the Ymir pick, and I'm anticipating some phenomenal plays, but we talked about who the win's going to go to, but part of the win is the first blood, and where do you think first blood is going to be going?
This is a great question. Dual lane on Raw XD is very high pressure. That is Anami Ymir. That clear time is going to be phenomenal. But that Sobek is also going to be a real threat. I wonder if it's a toss-up. I think it can go either way in dual lane.
It could go either way. It could go either way. And here's the thing to mention. I like that you brought up dual lane because Ymir is known for having that early game damage. Frostbite can add a lot of damage to Ymir's basics very early on. Let's be real. A 90 basic this early would absolutely shred an ADC. So if Jingwei is not careful, if Combi doesn't grab that dash early, this could be a whole heap of trouble. But Korra, trying to proxy a wave, getting a bit of damage in the process, as it looks like Ant-Man is going to put a bit of respect on the name and say, hey, I'm going to make sure that you don't walk away full health here. You don't deserve it. I'm going to give you a bit of damage here. And just a bit of farming going on. We're getting ready for what could be a potential very early first blood. We do have Zaydi over in duo lane, very low health. Korra still off guard here. Wow, a lot of low health bars across the board here.
Diamond
getting
first
checked out
blooded immediately. Oh.
That's a shame. That's a darn shame. That is a darn shame. Diamond feeling comfortable, feeling cozy, a little bit too cozy, and got knocked right out of his hammock. Margarita spilled all over the sand on the beach, and he is no longer in La La Land. He is back on the real world saying, hey, buddy, you got to work for your money. You got to get that gold in your own way. You got a whole jungle right next to you. Go grab that stuff.
As we saw, we peeped over here, we did see that Sobek very low. This dual lane is very aggressive, like I said. That Taco and Deelo, not to be underestimated at all. Very scary players over there, especially with Taco and Izanami. I can see him being a very crazy threat late game.
And I like the Izanami pick for the fact that he's able to get those back camps so quickly. You don't have basics that stop on one minion. You have basics that shred through entire waves. Looking to get some early aggression on, but going to use Charge Prey backwards instead of forwards. In the meantime, Korra is going to grab another kill over there, or a kill over in the solo lane. Korra going to be on the map. And, looking a little rough for Diamond King. Already got 2 deaths on the board, trying to utilize that new aspect, but might not prove as powerful, at least in the early game.
Yeah, that chalk aspect is honestly a bait. I think, like a lot of, we can see a gank happening in the duo lane. Oh, Latent is getting shredded by this, like you said, Mort, those 88 damage autos from Ymir just come out crazy. Are they going to find another kill? No, Sobek dashes out.
That is crazy. Look at that man go. Deelo 88 making things happen. We underestimated the caster. He might as well be a player. I mean, the freeze, the basics, you do everything you need to do there from a basic Ymir standpoint. Now, we haven't talked about the charge prey. We have talked about it. We haven't seen the charge prey counter. He's still got a little more to prove, but setting up the gank with the frost breath. Diving in deep here. Taco's looking to get a good amount of damage on this Sobek, but Zaydi is going to be falling back. Taco suffering damage as well. 2 low health players over in the duo lane, and Diamond King suffering a bit of damage as well. 3 minutes in, this is Rar XT with 1 kill on the board, and Sewer Rats with 2. How do you think things are going? Where are you anticipating the next couple minutes to go? I'm sure you didn't expect that Ant-Man kill.
We didn't see it at all. Ant-Man kind of had a rough start with him going off into the dual lane or solo lane, trying to stop Korra from invading. He was a little behind, but that's really good. He got this kill in mid. It's gonna definitely put him up there with Latent. But we see that this Diamond King is just losing so much farm, unfortunately. He's getting his blue buff stolen. He's doing the side harpies, but they're just not gonna keep him in the game, unfortunately, I think.
Yeah, they only do so much for you. It's a little bit of extra farm that can definitely help you out and kind of make sure that you're maintaining experience, but it's not everything. It's helpful, though. It is helpful for sure. And Korra not utilizing that side camp steal as of yet. Looking to get a bit of early aggression off on this Diamond King. Ultimate comes out, knockup lands as well, followed by the arrow, and Korra going to be taking down Diamond for what looks like the second time. Korra popping off over here in the duo lane, looking to get that snowball started a little bit early.
We talked about it. Korra is that fucking dog. They're that player. They can dominate a lane. They can dominate jungle. They are scary. They need to be watched out. They need to be camped. They need to be ganked. We can see that Ant-Man's looking for possibly a rotation here, but oh no, he's gonna walk out and walk away. He's gonna look for an invade, but looks like we have something in the mid lane. They're scrapping over the jungle camp. It looks like nothing's gonna happen.
No escape. He's very vulnerable right here. If maybe Latent wanted to make something happen, not so sure. It's a good wall off. Look at Jay Turner suffering some damage, and Ant-Man very quickly going to be taking Jay Turner off of the map as Nuwa hops in the air looking for another kill on Latent, who's barely going to make it to that hammer. And it might not be 2, but at least he got 1. Raw XD creating that snowball yet again. Meanwhile, the duo lane charge break comes out. Taco gonna suffer the consequences. He has been moved away from his team, and I guess that charge spray block didn't work as anticipated. Taco is gonna fall. Deelo is gonna watch, playing a little bit of spectator mode, and in the process, even in solo lane, some more action as Korra is gonna wipe away Diamond King yet again. 6 minutes in, 5 kills for Sewer Rats over on the Chaos side, and Raw XD having 3 kills in pocket. 1,000 gold lead for the hands of Sewer Rats, and things are looking good, but I don't think Raw XD are locked out just yet. I think they've got plenty of opportunity to hold. Oh, Deelo knows ball. Look at this.
He knows the support tech more. I remember back in my day when Mort support was crazy known for this.
Crazy known, but I've hopped off of the battleground. I realized this is where I belong here, Deelo. I'm comfy, I'm cozy, and I get to judge from a distance rather than be judged by these harsh, menacing casters. Just kidding. We're all friends. We're all good people.
Yeah.
And the Diamond
legendary
DC comes
Diamond
out.
DC, yeah.
So talk a little bit more about the Diamond DC. Exactly why is this? What happens here?
Okay, so Diamond is known for this. He's absolutely, is notorious for this. His legendary DCs, they're absolutely 2 seconds long. He's already back in the game. He's looking at farm, potentially, but Korra is going to zone him from the wave, looks like. And take that poke damage. It's really... I feel bad for Diamond here. It's a lot of damage he's eating. But well, we can see that Layton's up in the air. He misses the slam. He hits the hammer toss. He hits the double tap. Does he get the kill? He gets the kill on some Nuwa. You can go back to duo lane. We can see that Taco is low health. They're going to rotate to their purple buff. Oh, Diamond is looking for to steal this. He steals the blue camp, but it's not worth your life here. He's 0-5, unfortunately. He's just not doing well in this lane. Oh, Ant-Man uses Volcanic Fury. He gets the kill onto Layton. Does he find the second kill? No, he uses the tech wrong. And he dashes forward, unfortunately. He doesn't get the knockup. But does JT Turner catch up to him? Oh, he does. He uses Detonate and kills Ant-Man.
Dang, Detonate charge. Gonna find the final blow, the final nail in the coffin as Ant-Man falls to the grave. A very spicy fight over here in the middle lane, and things are still looking very good for Sewer Rats, maintaining that lead, but maybe we're looking for a bit of change over in the duo lane. Good wall from the Deelo. Didn't stop the charge spray. Maybe he not have been looking for it, but they're going to be invading over here. Sewer Rats feeling fine and comfy, feeling dandy, saying, hey, you've got some back camps over there. That's looking pretty good to me, and not gonna lie. As Zany Bear and Compy are looking to put some damage off on those camps, as well as Deelo suffering a couple straight basics and walking back towards that tower. Diamond King getting shredded up over here. Poor guy is just not able to handle the pressure from Korra. And tell me why that is. Is this just Mulan being a strong god because she just came out? Is this the aspect not really working out for Chalk? What is going on in that solo lane that is causing Diamond to fail?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's Diamond choosing that aspect over his usual heal, and his positioning. His positioning just hasn't been the best, and he's just getting caught out like we see right now. He's just ending world hunger for Sewer Rats, unfortunately.
Oh, that is crazy. And that's how it goes. I mean, it starts, your goal is the world. Let's just start with the Sewer Rats for now. Diamond King falling to the grave yet again, 0-6. Maybe feeling a little disheartened, maybe a potential crash out on the horizon. I would be crashing out too if I were DCing every couple minutes or so. Maybe not a couple, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I swear to God, every game I play with Diamond, he's got a DC going. You can't blame it on him. He's got the college Wi-Fi, and you know what? He's going for his education, which is good, which is great. Glad you're becoming educated in manners that mean much more than this silly game that we dearly love. Look at Mulan ulting into the tower. Gonna get another kill on Diamond King. 5-0 over here in the solo lane. And Korra, who we put a lot of respect on during the picks and ban space from the performance we saw in game 1, is continuing to show that they are the top dog over here in the sewer. Klono, you look like you're sweating in your boots there a little bit, thinking that Korra might be taking that sewer stewardess title away from you.
I mean, if it'd be anybody, it'd definitely be Korra. But we can see that Nuwa gets absolutely bursted down by this Latent and Zeus combo, like I told you about before. That mid and jungle damage burst is absolutely outrageous. But we see that Layton's up in the air. He finds the slam, he finds the hammer, and that is Ant-Man dead, taking his first death or second death in the jungle.
Another 2 kills in the pockets of Sewer Rats, who are continuing their rampage, saying, hey, we want a little revenge for what happened last game. The Sewer Rats are not feeling comfortable, not feeling cozy with the fact that the Sewer Rats lost last game, saying, hey, we want a little bit of revenge. Obviously, we're going to switch up the teams. That's all fair and done. But look at Korra getting good damage off on Diamond King, who's jumping away, healing himself up, or at least would be healing if it weren't for that silly aspect, who is running off towards that tier 2, and Diamond King's just looking for an EXP at this point. I can't blame him, honestly. I mean, that's the best way to go about things. But Mulan, being as sticky as she is, with ultimates, grabs, and everything else on the board, Korra is going to be grabbing another kill. Meanwhile, over here by the Gold Fury, Sewer Rats are going to be going for the objective. With Frost Breath comes out, followed by the Lightning Storm. Zeus is hammering out damage, and Deelo is just not able to secure it. Jake Turner's going to grab the objective. Deelo is going to fall into the hands of Compy. And with a kill and a Gold Fury in pocket, Sewer Rats are feeling good, feeling fine. Kanjo getting caught by the Thor ultimate. And Jake Turner's going to grab another kill. 4 and 2. Already developing a snowball in another lane. And things are looking very, very good for Sewer Rats. 12 minutes in, 16 kills in Sewer Rats' pocket, but 6 over there in RAR XD. 5,000 gold lead for Sewer Rats. And tell me exactly, Klono, what do RAR XD do to try and come back from this?
RAR XD needs to farm. They need to secure their farm. They need to... Oh, we can see that Beads gets forced out of Ant-Man. He comes out with the Volcanic Blast and he dies, unfortunately, but he trades for the support. That honestly ends up not being worth, because I believe Sewer Rats ends up claiming the Art Bomb, and they take Ant-Man's life as well. But to follow up on your question more, they need to farm, and Diamond is, I believe, 5 levels down Korra. Taco is doing really well. Taco secures a kill on Layton. Does he get out of this, though? He takes... Oh, nope. Compy comes in and kills him, unfortunately.
If it weren't for that pesky Compy, he would have been alive and well. But Taco is going to fall. That's going to be his second death of the game. 1, 2, and 3. Numerical order, interesting to note. He's doing good. He's doing just fine. He's kind of swept under the rug compared to, you know, the downfall of the rest of the team, but he's doing what he needs to do. I think if there's any faith for the side of RAR XD, it's in the hands of Taco and potentially Deelo88. However, he's going to have to hit some very meaningful Frost Breath in order to defend Taco in these team fights. Diamond King is going to give another kill on the board, going for double digits on the death counter before 15 minutes. He's almost there. 1 death away. 0, 9, and 0. Poor Diamond. I'm not sure what's going on over there. You're trying some new things. It's a brand new patch. And solo lane especially is a whole different game. Now that we have the side camps in, there is just so much more to do for the solo lane. It's not just about kills. It's not just about sending your enemy laner back to the fountain. It's about stealing camps. It's about robbing them of the experience that they so-called deserve and taking what's yours. Meanwhile, a bit of action happening over here in this duo lane. Good Frost Breath from the Deelo. Going to follow up with the ultimate. Deelo is going to grab a kill as Zadie Bear falls. Jingwei is in the air, looking to slang out some basics and try and put some damage off on Taco. Take a look. Jay Turner has just showed up and Compy's all alone. Very good wall. Going to isolate them. They're trying to go after Deelo, but you're stuck with Taco. Taco is going to be hammering out damage, and Ant-Man is going to make sure that the final nail in the coffin has been hammered. Who is chasing down the enemy opposition. Ant-Man walking away with a 3rd kill, but Layton out of nowhere from the sky is going to be landing like Superman in a movie, trying to take a kill, and he grabs one, but he's going to fall. Taco showing up in the area. Taco taking another kill on his stat line, and that's the first little bit of life that we've seen from RAR XD in some time.
Yes, it's actually wonderful to see that this 3 dead down on Sewer Rats. This is going to be that life that they needed more to get back into this game. Ant-Man absolutely fragging out in the jungle. 8 and 3, a player that definitely needs to not be slept on as well. We can see that Taco also doing very well, and so is Deelo. for their lanes. We can see Korra finally making these rotations out into the jungle, using that giant lead that they gained, and to bully Ant-Man. Unfortunately, Ant-Man just cannot keep up against a level 17 Mulan, even if he's been doing very well in the jungle on his own.
Let's take a look at Korra. Speaking of the devil, that is a level 17 Mulan. 4 full items in kit already. If you're a member of RAR XD, how do you go about shutting down this menace labeled Korra?
That is going to be a Avengers level threat more. That is going to require the entire team to rotate and to focus and to CC Korra down perfectly in order to kill him. But we can see that Leighton hits the ultimate, hits the CC. Does he get the connect to kill? He does. But does he dies the tower, unfortunately, as they weren't able to tank for him. But as you said, more, following on your question, Korra is the greatest threat on that Sewer Rats team right now. They are going to be rotating and become an absolute raid boss. Taco needs his items before he's able to kill Korra. But once Taco gets online, Korra cannot be that absolute beast he is right now, or they are right now. But we can see that Ant-Man gets forced to use the ultimate out to escape from this
Wait a
giant.
minute. He robbed him.
Did he actually take it?
He stole him. He stole
Oh,
that.
nice.
Oh, what a dog. Look at that.
I told you, don't
Nice.
sleep on Ant.
Don't sleep on Ant. Ant won't let you sleep. Those ants will be crawling under your covers if you do. And phenomenal play there. You made some good points about being a raid boss. Core just going around and taking what they please. And that's what kind of worries me about Taco's build right now. The one thing that he lacks, well, he just picked it up with that executioner, but one thing that he lacks overall is the penetration that is necessary to take down somebody who has 3 physical protection items. You're going to need a little bit more than that, maybe a kin size or something else. Diamond falls yet again. Diamond has fallen for the 10th time here at 17 minutes. Who was doing his best to try and get some transcendent stacks and everything else on board, but he's trying, man.
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying to put Leighton behind. He's constantly invading that jungle. He has the right idea, but just unfortunately not the right time to do it.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to go back to that solo lane and farm up his right side and Korra's right side, because Korra has abandoned lane and started rotating around the map. They don't need any more farm because they are that raid boss status. So Diamond needs to go back to solo and go back to his roots and start farming up that lane.
Deelo is getting chased down here. Korra looking to take another kill on that stat line, trying to find those double-digit kills, but not able to make it happen just yet. Dashing out, dashing away, waiting for the team to show up, potentially looking for a team fight here. I think it goes in the favor of Sewer Rats, but I've been wrong before. Looks like Diamond King's going to jump in again and fall yet again. 11 deaths on the board for Diamond King. Deelo, 88, and Kanjul are on the retreat, but Deelo is going to catch that Thor ult, doing just fine, sitting behind that tier 2 tower's protection. And 4 members of Sewer Rats are on the rampage, on the move to what could potentially be an 18 or 19 minute fire giant.
They can honestly look for it. They got the damage for it. I know Jingwei's not there, but that Zeus can practically become another AC with this too. But they said, nope, not today. They're going for the demon instead and get the runic bomb. It's a safer call. But I wonder if RAR XD is going to come and respond. They just don't, unfortunately. They just the demon gets shredded too fast before any rotation can be made.
But Taco barely jumping over the wall. Jay Turner was about to find Taco right there, but it didn't quite happen. It is what it is. I mean, Taco definitely playing that the smart way, and Sewer Rats could have walked away with another kill, but they've got plenty already. Speaking of already, 20 minutes in, 25 kills for Sewer Rats and RAR XD, sitting at 13. It is 6K gold lead in the hands of Sewer Rats and Deelo. Look at that. He knows ball. He knows ball. I love me a good support, and Deelo's doing some good things.
This Mulan can absolutely just bully their way through that team. I don't think with Nuwa and Ymir, they are able to kill this Mulan. I think Taco is absolutely a necessity with the Quinn size and Margie's Harp. But he does go for a shifter shield. How do you feel about that more on the Izanami?
He's got, you know, there's a bit of a threat on the horizon. Speaking of the devil, the threat of Jay Turner. It's going to grab the life of Deelo88. Heading back to the fountain, you can stare at grayscale while you think about your actions for a little bit. Moving over to that Gold Fury, meeting up with it right as it comes available yet again. Amazing timing there from the Sewer Rats, who are stopping to smell the roses while they're in the neighborhood. Might as well grab a Gold Fury while you're here. Thor ulting in to make sure that he's able to make it to the fight. And Taco maybe looking to take out Korra, who is a little bit farther up, but you can see Zany Bear, who is walking forward, maybe looking for a pick on this Ant-Man. I would want to kill Ant-Man too. That is somebody you want to shut down before they become that big of a threat. But Taco on the retreat, gonna make it to that teleporter. He has no idea what's coming, doesn't he? He's right behind me.
No, he doesn't.
Taco's gonna fall. What a dark. Wait, does he take one with him? Oh no,
No, he doesn't.
do
He gets
much.
close though. Half health for two of them.
It's respectable. You know, you gave it your best shot. A little bit of awareness there. I mean, he didn't have the wards for it. That's really what it is. There just wasn't any vision right there for him to know that they were coming in to try and oppress him, taking back camps. I wouldn't be suspecting it either. They just took Gold Fury. I'd figure they'd be going for a push in the middle lane or something. I don't even know, but that was definitely a bit unexpected. But take a look here, Klono. Sewer Rats are hovering around this fire giant, and it is being slain. 3/4 health, making its way to half health, and they are doing some good damage. Look at Ant-Man getting chased out by Korra. Korra doing a great job of zoning, and Sewer Rats easy peasy with a bit of lemon squeezy. Gonna take that fire giant and make it theirs. No surprise there. Raw XD, Kandro's going to be getting a bit of a push on that middle lane tower, but you got to make it out before the rest of the team shows up. And with another Gold Fury in pocket, and now a Fire Giant to join that lead, how in the world do Raw XD come back from this dominating performance from Sewer Rats?
I believe Raw XD just has to get one single pick. Not like maybe on this Mulan, they have to shut that Mulan down. Korra is absolutely doing way too much with just their presence alone. Not even engaging Ant-Man, but just straight up bullying him with their aura alone. Ant-Man has to run away. But now as they're grouping up, I think this is like Korra's best ability to die right now. But they are a threat that's just not going to get caught out alone. But we can see that they're looking here to maybe gank and catch somebody off guard. Oh, Layton bullied his own teammate off. Oh, okay. Ant-Man uses the volcanic rupture to escape, but Deelo gets caught out. Taco has forced to dash away, but that's a pick for Sewer Rats.
They got it. They got a pick there. Looking to make it 2. Walking up to that Phoenix. 5 members, all 5 of Sewer Rats copy, laying out some damage, as well as the rest of Sewer Rats. Are they going to be looking to end? Not today. Not just yet. I'm not going to finish my food. I'm going to play with it instead. And Sewer Rats feel very comfortable with the fact that doom is impending for Raw XD. There is not a lot of hope, if any at all, for their winning potential. So they feel comfortable saying, hey, we'll come back when we know we have the finishing push. Let's go ahead and get a Naga under our belts, everything else. Taco looking to steal that Naga, but it does not get stolen. Lightning Storm's going to make sure of that. And nobodies are really in danger as of yet. Jingwei ult comes out. Korra flanking from the backside, who's not going to be looking for damage, maybe for a bit of interruption, if anything. But good lord, that damage from Compy is going to take out Kandro. Goodness. But let me ask you this, Klono. What tools do Sewer Rats need to ensure that their next push ends with a victory?
Sewer Rats just need to get that Sylvic butt online and that damage output. Diamond comes out with the ultimate and stomps on Compy. Oh my god, but he trades his life, but that's a worthy trade as he... Oh, does he lit? No. Or it blinks through the Ymir wall and finds Diamond. But is that really worth... You just shut down somebody that was 1 in 11 and making them their 12th death. Is it really worth burning your relics over that? Oh, Taco is caught out. Layton goes up in the air. Does he find the slam onto Taco? Oh. He does, through the invis, and the Taco ends up dying.
Oh my goodness, and the fight's not over yet as Ymir ult comes out, looking to stop Sobek in his tracks. It's going to be 2 bodies down for each team. Bit of an even trade, more or less. At this point, I mean, you might get a little bit more gold out of one trade or the other, but it's not about these little trades. It's about these big trades, these deicides and these team wipes that lead to you getting a big push or even more, potentially a win. 25 minutes in, we were sitting at 31 kills for Sewer Rats over on the KS side, and over on Order, RAR XD has 16 kills in pocket. It is a 10,000 gold lead, and they're looking to make sure that it becomes even more with this Gold Fury on the horizon. Super Rats, 3 members exactly, Jay Turner and the rest of them are surrounding this Gold Fury, taking it down to half health. Maybe going to be a little bit more. Frost Breath comes out, Core trying to zone, and Taco maybe looking for a good amount of damage. Ant-Man does not want a piece of that pie. It's a little bit too hot. It just came out of the oven, friendo. Copy getting some good damage off on Candro, who is sitting in that mysterious fog, sitting invisible, but Lightning Storm comes out, detonate charge is going to put the final nail in the coffin for Candro. Barely not able to retreat from that hot action that Super Rats is bringing. That is the tier 2 down in the tier 2 in the duo side down for Super Rats. They are on the push. 4 members here. Good damage from Diamond King trying to get some zoning off, but yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a hover, waiting on these minions to show up. And this is the final stand. This is the Alamo stance for RAR XD. Is there any advice that you have to the players here?
I believe that they know that their jobs are done and they know what their positions. But the advice I would give was to like absolutely help Taco with this core dive, though, not focusing on that backline. Cora is the biggest threat, but as you can see, the Ant-Man gets a kill.
Lane's going to make sure the Taco falls. Core is going to grab another. That's 3 bodies down, 4 bodies down for RAR XD. And the final breath of life is Deelo88, who falls, and Sewer Rats have just achieved the deicide. Nuwa barely coming up, but not much that they can do up against the powerhouses. 4 members of Sewer Rats who are looking to push. They are looking to end this game already, looking for the final push, and that Titan is falling quickly. Half health, charge spray follows up, gonna take Candro out of position, looking for another kill before the game's over. Zany Bear with the sub execute, and that's gonna be game over. Sewer Rats are walking away with a W, and that's 1-1 between RAR XD and Sewer Rats. Man, oh man, talk about action, talk about dominating performance from Cora, who we glazed up all throughout the picks and bans. I did a lot of glaze, and even during game 1, Cora is an absolute dog, and it just goes to show, I mean, even more of a menace right here in game 2. And I gotta wonder how you put a stop to that monster of a Mulan player. Look at these stat lines: 11, 5, and 1, which is good for Ant-Man. Great stuff. You know, good to have some positive reinforcement from RAR XD. But look at that: 10-0 and 13. The only one in the entire game who was not taken down, not once. Talk about a menace.
Yeah, Cora absolutely dominated their lane, absolutely shredded Diamond during this lane fights. Ant-Man got bullied out of their jungle by Cora. Cora was just that person this game, absolutely running it. Just with their aura alone was just forcing everybody else to run away and to hide from them because they were just killing everybody, unfortunately, for RAR-Z.
We talked about how Sewer Rats, phenomenal job. They walked away with a W, pretty dominant W, that being said. RAR XD had Ant-Man, who did a phenomenal job, and Diamond King, who might not have done so. But we have Deelo88 on the Amir pick, got GA'd into playability. Do you think that it was worth? Do you think Deelo put on the performance of a lifetime, or did he fall flat on his face?
I think Deelo ended up falling flat, unfortunately, this game. They just couldn't keep up with the pressure from Sewer Rats, unfortunately, and their team suffered for it. Not necessarily all his fault, though, but as your support, you got to be all around the map, and he just couldn't do that. Especially with the game of Diamond rotating and being on tour, Deelo couldn't just be into solo and getting those 3-man rotations off. But it looks like Deelo just ended up falling flat.
And that's just how it goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. And that is the name of the game sometimes here with Smite in the sewer pickups. This has been the MortonMan, joined here by Tesdai, the Prod God, and Klono. joining us for the first time in the booth. Klono, thank you for joining us today. And we are about to take off for the evening, but thank you so much to everybody who has joined us for the evening. We will see you all very soon, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon. I bet you expected the outro to be a little bit longer, Tess, and that's fine. That's more than fine. I'll give you a couple more words here. Hey, we up now. Vibes are high. Love it here.